What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another player ratings. We lost at Anfield 2-1 last night in a very, very gutting result. It's a performance that you've got to say does leave us feeling proud. It was a good performance, wasn't it? We had great chances, 2 Bergvine chances, gilt-edged chances. He's got to put one of those away. Harry Kane's free header in the box as well. I mean, it's just so gutting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We acquitted ourselves really well. The plan was coming to fruition, but just couldn't get over the line. And it's just fine margins, isn't it? In these kind of games, fine margins make all the difference. And it was a really close game, and it was a shame that we just couldn't get the result that we wanted. But we just have to move on from it.
Yeah, you got to say that Liverpool also played very, very well last night. That first half, they completely pumped us for 45 minutes. We had no say in that game in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And the second half, we came out, we played well, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough to go and win the game because we didn't put away our chances.
Unfortunately not.
So that's the crux of the matter. Let's get into the player ratings. Let's start off with Hugo Loris. We gave him an 8. I thought it was an outstanding performance from Hugo Loris, really commanding performance. Especially in that first half, the way that Liverpool were peppering us. I thought he made 2 or 3 really good saves in that first half and 9 saves altogether. So Hugo Loris, I thought, really good performance.
It's a change from what we usually say about Hugo, because the last about probably say 6-7 weeks be like, hasn't done much this week. Didn't need to do much this week.
Yeah.
But this week he's probably made more saves this week for all the other ones combined, probably.
True.
Look, he had a great game. We all know what a great technical keeper he is. His reactions are second to none. I think that he had a lot to do, but in terms of what he had to do, was it were any of the saves unbelievable? Any of the saves what you don't expect him to make? Probably not.
There was one. You know what? If Hart's in goal, you're probably talking about losing 4-5-1.
Yeah. Look, he had to do a lot of simple things well, and he did that. There was one great save from Firmino. He had to tip it wide. Another good save from Salah, I believe, from 25 yards, tip that wide. Other than those couple of saves, I think he hung on to most of them. He was able to hang on, or either they were straight at him, or he was able to hang on to them. But it's difficult to do that as a goalkeeper, and you've got to give him a lot of credit. He was also coming for crosses, doing really well there.
I've noticed that he's been a lot better from crosses this season.
He has, and it's really positive from him. And I thought he had an absolutely fantastic game. And if it wasn't for him, it could have been a lot worse. But I think that he's a world-class keeper, no doubt about it. And this season he's been one of the best in the league, if not the best, and he showed it again why. And I think he's really good at also organising defence and being a leader. And I thought he made a lot of good saves yesterday. But it wasn't like there were too many of those saves that you don't expect him to make. But still, he's got to make them. And when you're facing that kind of volume of shots, it's difficult. And unfortunately, 2 of them went in, but he couldn't have done anything with those goals.
Yeah. Moving on to Serge Aurier, we gave him an 8. I thought it was an absolutely brilliant display from Serge Aurier. I thought that the Liverpool attackers down that left side had pretty much hardly any joy. Sadio Mane and Robertson, although Robertson's assist for the goal, but it was a corner though, so it really didn't come down his side. But I thought Aurier really aggressive, again puts in an imperious display in a big game this season, like he has done against Man United, like he has done against Man City. So I'm really, really happy with Serge Aurier, and Doherty's going to find it really hard to break into this side.
He is so clear of Doherty now. I can't even tell you how clear of Doherty is at the moment, because he is not only performing well, he's performing well in every big game he plays. And what was also the most impressive thing for me about Aurier at the moment is not only has he cut out the mistakes, but he hasn't lost any of that aggression and any of that being on the front foot and getting tight to his man and making it as difficult as possible for Mane to get past him and stuff.
He's not being asked to go up and down like he was last season.
No, but he was still a few times in the opposition half.
I felt that he was quite reserved in going forward.
He was, but that's definitely under instruction. But I still feel like we haven't. He's still got that edge about him. Like whereas last season or a couple of seasons ago, he was being very over exuberant in his defending and it was causing fouls and whatnot. He's still being very aggressive. He's still making lots of tackles and lots of duels, competing for lots of duels like he was last season. Difference is he's cutting out those mistakes. He's being so much more concentrated and consistent. After being so impressive, Aurier, I've been so impressive. I'm so happy that he's playing. He's been one of the best right backs in the league this season, no doubt about it. Don't get it twisted, because this guy is a new and improved man this season. I'm so happy that we kept him. I'm happy that we didn't ship him out, and he's been so consistent now this season. And yeah, look, maybe occasionally he still gives away one too many free kicks potentially, but it's so much better than we had before from him. And I'm so happy that we kept him.
Yeah, and apparently the rumours are that he's about to be offered a new contract.
Yeah, well, what a turnaround!
So,
what a turnaround! He deserves it. Absolutely deserves it. What a player! And Mane, he had Mane in his pocket for the majority of the game. Mane actually had a pretty good game, but he still can get away from Aurier. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, he deserves a lot of credit.
All right, let's move on to Ben Davies. We gave him a 7, showing that actually the heat map of the game. He played a tiny bit more further on the other side than Aurier did. I felt that his defensive game was. I thought it was pretty spot on. Didn't do much going forward, Davis, but I was actually quite happy with Davis's display yesterday. Just his distribution wasn't that great.
I felt Salah got more joy than Mane, for sure. Obviously, Salah ended up scoring, but yeah, look, defensively he was sound. He was definitely very solid there. Would you say he justified his selection ahead of Reguilon? Remains to be seen. But I thought he did himself proud. So we've been to Anfield before where he's been absolutely roasted, haven't we? And that didn't happen. So I think Davis has got to be happy with his defensive display going forward. I think on the ball there was a bit of a lack of quality, to be fair, and he'll probably be disappointed with that. And that's got to improve. But we know that with Ben Davies. But I thought defensively he was really sound, and against a really strong Liverpool team, he did really well.
All right, Toby Alderweireld, we gave him an 8. Carries on his absolutely imperious form for Tottenham Hotspur. I thought as a defender, he was probably our best defender on the night. He was everywhere, really. He really was. Last-ditch tackles, last-ditch blocks. I thought he was commanding in the air at times, but then obviously the goal, some people are blaming him, but I don't think all the blame lies with him.
Yeah, look, there's not much he could have done. He had 2 men. He had to pick one, and he unfortunately picked the wrong one. He picked the one at the back post and he went to the near post. Well, not the near post, but went to the nearer player. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Yet again. How many times he's making blocks, headers away. His passing was a lot better than Dier's. He made a great pass into Kane. Remember, he had that he called a shot from about 25 yards just wide, where he thought he should have had a corner. That was led from an unbelievable ping from Toby, which we know he can do. I thought it was another great display. He was so solid at the back. It really is suiting him playing under Mourinho now, and he's becoming one of the former centre backs in the league on this form at the moment. He's playing so well.
All right, moving on to Eric Dier. We gave him a 7. I thought it was also a very good display from Eric Dier. Not as commanding as it was from Toby Alderweireld, but still, I think he was still a very, very good display. Commanding, didn't give the Liverpool strikers too much joy. I think him and Toby Alderweireld really getting good understanding now that we've seen the last 5 or 6 weeks. But he got pushed over by Henderson for the goal at the end. I'm not sure how you can assess that. Was it a foul or not?
Whether it was a foul or not, it might have been a foul, but I'm sorry.
Can't go down like that.
I personally don't know if it was enough to knock him over. It didn't look like it to me. Maybe it's because of slow motion or whatnot. I'm not sure. I have to look at it in real time. But for me, looking at the replay back, it wasn't enough to knock him over. And the fact that he went down and stayed down caused us big problems. And that was what ultimately led to the goal, which is really frustrating from my point of view. And I also feel like his quality on the ball was lacking. A lot of the times he was playing long balls just into absolutely no man's land.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas Toby at least was in the vicinity of another player. A lot of the time Dier was playing long balls and it wasn't. However, having said that, I thought he was pretty dominant in the air.
Defensively, he did really well.
I thought defensively he was unlucky with the first goal as well because it deflected off him and looped into the net. Which was really unlucky. But I thought, I think him and Toby have got a really good partnership going, and it's really solid. In terms of open play, chances and goals, we've really restricted the opposition very well.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. We talk about Liverpool absolutely peppering us in the first half, but Loris made 9 saves, but only 2 or 3 of them were actually clear-cut saves. So you got to give credit to Toby and Dier there for that.
Yeah, they've been great.
Moving on to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, we gave him a 7. Probably not the best display of the season for him, but I still thought it was a really good display, combative in the middle. You know what you're going to get with Pierre now. You absolutely know what you're going to get, and that's what we got last night. I felt that yellow card did stifle him, but he did well not to get that second booking, that's for sure. But I don't think think he could put in the displays that we know from Pierre with that yellow card?
I thought he did well. I thought
he did well. Yeah, he did.
I thought he made quite a lot of tackles that started decent openings for us, and a lot of our moves started from a Pierre Højbjerg tackle, which he usually does. It happens a lot. It seems to be a theme. I think he was really solid in the centre. He didn't have as much help from Sissoko in this one, in the first half anyway, as he has in previous games, because Sissoko was more out wide.
Yeah, second half he did though.
So he wasn't helped as much. And I did think actually Firmino dropping into those half spaces caused him a lot of problems, and that's where the yellow card came from. And not only did the yellow card come from that, but a few times after the yellow card, Firmino was able to take advantage of that and breeze past him, and knowing that
he kind of let him go a bit sometimes because he knew he was on the booking.
He knew he couldn't kind of keep up with him, and it was that was a bit worrying. I think Firmino dropping in definitely caused us problems, and he was great yesterday, Firmino. But I think by and large, when he was settled into the formation, I think he was really, really great as per usual for Højbjerg, and he competed really well. But Curtis Jones also gave him a tough ride, you got to say. Yeah. But I think by and large, he put another really good display.
Moussa Sissoko, we gave him a 7. Formation changes for different halves for Sissoko. First half, I didn't feel he was really in the game in the first half. He was like kind of out on the right hand side, didn't really get too involved. Second half I thought he was really good though, really putting in a shift for the team. You say he wasn't helping out Højbjerg, but I felt that was mainly in the first half.
I said first half, yeah.
Yeah, I think in the second half he really did, and you saw that partnership come back.
Yeah, he was kind of playing that defensive winger role in the first half, wasn't he? And I don't know, something wasn't quite right. He wasn't getting forward really much, and he wasn't really giving an outlet to the players on the ball, which you need to be doing when you're on the wing. Otherwise, you just get penned in, and that's what happened in the first half. Second half, we had a bit more of an outlet with him moving into the centre and him helping out in that position. I thought, look, defensively he did great. Again, I think he really helped the team as well. Helped Aurier on that right back position in the first half as well. And he was really doing a good job for the team, and so I got no complaints about Sissoko. Another solid display from him.
Giovanni Lo Celso, we gave him a 7. I thought he did well, some nice touches. I still feel to now, even though he got a brilliant assist, Giovanni Lo Celso, the way he got the ball, picked it up, beat a few men, and the lovely outside of the boot through ball to Heung-min Son for the first goal, or for our only goal. I felt that apart from that, he did all right, but I still feel this game was a bit more suited for Tongi.
Look, potentially, but that assist was great. It was a really good assist from Lo Celso. I was so impressed. The way he dribbled past, it was definitely reminiscent of Lo Celso from like last season. And I think that in the season, I think he's clearly getting into form now, because the way he dribbles past like 3-4 players and plays an outside of the boot through ball to Son, pinpoint timing, pinpoint weight of pass as well.
Everything about that assist was world class.
Absolutely brilliant. So you've got to give him a lot of credit for that. He did go off quite early for Lucas, because we moved Lo Celso over to the right hand side in the second half, and it wasn't quite working. Although defensively he was helping out and he got a few tackles in, it wasn't quite working in terms of being an outlet. So I think that's why we brought on Lucas, although it didn't really help. I thought Lucas didn't help the team as that much on the right hand side. But I felt like he was unlucky to be hooked early, because I thought he was having a decent game and he was one of our better players in possession. But it is what it is. Could Tongi have played potentially? But you're not going to play Tongi on the right hand side, are you, in that position? Yeah. So and we definitely changed our formation to a 4-4-2 in this one, as opposed to a 4-3-3. So that changed a bit. But unfortunately, we just couldn't get as much possession, which Lo Celso thrives off, doesn't he? But I thought he had a decent display.
Moving on to Heung-min Son, we gave him a 7. Obviously, 1 shot, 1 goal, absolutely clinical. Like we've been saying about Sonny all season, that brings him up to 11 goals for the season, is it? For Heung-min Son, joint top with Calvert-Lewin and Salah, I believe it is. Yeah. So look, Heung-min Son, he was there at the right place, right time, took it really well. But I thought his defensive display and running off the ball did really well for the team.
Well, he also set up the chance for
Bergvine.
For Bergvine, not only did he do that, I believe he took the corner which Kane missed from. So there was a couple of moments that could have definitely led to us taking the lead.
Slim pickings though.
Yeah, and maybe he could have made more of an impact. But our 2 best chances did come from Son, so he has to get credit for that. But yeah, look, he's so clinical, isn't he? It's apparently now 14 shots from Son this season,
11 goals,
and the 2 and of the 3 he didn't score, I believe he hit the post twice against Newcastle. Wow. Am I right? Yeah. So there's only 1 shot pretty much he's had all season which went wide or didn't go in. So look, this guy is on another level this season. is this kind of form sustainable? Well, look, he's done it over 13 games. Hopefully he can carry it on.
I mean, we've been saying that all season.
I know, that's
sustainable,
the
thing. And he keeps sustaining it.
Logic states that he's going to need more shots into the second half of the season to keep up this kind of scoring rate. But the way he's going at the moment, he's been so clinical, and it's so impressive. So look, I hope he carries it on. He's been such a great player. We always knew that he had this in him, and now it's great that he's showing it on a consistent basis week in, week out. Another really clinical finish on the break. He was our biggest threat on the break, pretty much.
It was a shame that he had to go off.
He went off very late, though. It was only 5 minutes to go, but he was probably getting tired. But look, another great game from Son, and it's just the only thing is we're very reliant on him and Kane at the moment. Yeah. And that's what we're going to go on to next.
So we're going to go Steven Bergvine first. Exactly. We gave him a 6.
That's why we're relying on Kane and Son.
Yeah, so we gave him a 6. Look, Steven Bergvine, everyone is digging him out on social media today, and for those 2 misses, and quite rightly so for the 2 misses, but you can't dig him out as a football player, because I felt that he had a good game yesterday. He was getting in the right positions. He was getting shots on like we haven't seen before in previous games. He was working really hard for the team, defensively and offensively. So I don't want to see anyone digging out Steven Bergvine too much. On another day, you're talking about Bergvine getting a goal or 2 and Spurs going on and winning the game.
Yeah, such a shame. Such a shame that it hits the inside of the post and bounces out and it leads to nothing, because what an opportunity that was for him to score. I think it was definitely, for me, in a weird way, it was a positive step from Stevie, because at least he was getting chances and getting in the right positions to score goals. Against City, Chelsea and Arsenal, he was doing a great job for the team, but he wasn't really enough of an attacking threat. Although I would say against City, he did set up a few chances, didn't he? So he did all right there. But
never getting in shooting
positions.
He
never wasn't really in a shooting position. So I think it was really positive for him to be making those steps and getting those positions and getting the chances. Unfortunately, it didn't come off for him. But if he keeps doing that in the following weeks, he'll definitely start lifting the burden off Son and Kane and start getting goals. Unfortunately, it didn't come off for him on Sunday. And seeing as we lost the game in the 90th minute, that's all the more frustrating. And I understand everyone's frustrated with him, and we're frustrated with him. Well, I am personally anyway. But you've got to just be patient. He's still very young. He hasn't even been at Spurs a year yet. I think he's still got a lot of learning to do. But I think there's definitely a very good player in there. And I think we can see a front three of Kane, Son and Bergvine has a lot of potential. And I know Bergvine needs to be contributing more goals and assists, damn right. But at least it was a step in the right direction, that he's getting in more goal-scoring positions. And if he keeps doing that, he's going to start getting more goals and assists. And I think Mourinho will be happy with him, to be honest. I know he won't be happy with the misses, but I think he'll be happy with his general performance. And I know he'll be frustrated that he missed those chances, because we need him to score those if we're going to take the points. We need him to, and he didn't, which is frustrating.
Son in those positions.
Yeah, look, it is what it is. But you've got to say, if it was Son in those positions, maybe they take more. Maybe they try and put more defenders there. You know what I mean? Maybe they take extra eyes on that position, and he doesn't get those opportunities. But maybe because it's Bergvine, there's less attention there, and that's why he's able to steal in. Who knows?
Yeah. But also, I do want to say, between Bergvine, Lucas, and Bale, now someone needs to step up and make that decision, make that position their own.
Agreed. And at the moment, no one is, but I think one of them. Well, look, but they all have quality. We know they do. They're just about showing it. We need to show it more.
Yeah, and last but not least in the starting 11, Harry Kane. We gave him a 7. I mean, is there anywhere to look but that missed header? It's a chance that Harry Kane gobbles up for fun. You just know it. And the reason that he's not getting the flack on social media that Bergvine is because Harry Kane just has done so much this season, and he's been the best player in Europe. So,
it's hard to
criticise him. But at the end of the day, you got to gobble away that chance.
Yeah, that's a big opportunity for a striker like Harry Kane to hit that into the ground over the bar. He'll be having sleepless nights over that. We know what a perfectionist someone like Harry Kane is.
You could see as soon as he missed it, he knew what a big chance that was.
Massive. I think it was definitely the best chance of the game, no doubt about it. He'll be really frustrated that it's gone against him and it's gone over the bar, and then they have a header from a corner and it goes in. Which was a lot of harder chance as well for Minos than Kane's, and it goes in the back of the net. He had a really good, not a good opportunity, but a good opening when he slide tackles slide tackles Alisson's goal kick and intercepts it really well, and then goes for the lob shot. I think it's just going wide, but it was a good attempt anyway on his left foot, which would have been a great goal if it goes in. And I thought he did really well at times holding the ball up and shielding it and starting attacks and stuff. He did a really good job for the team yet again. He'll just be having sleepless nights about that miss. And, another day he scores the winner, puts us 2-1 up. But this time it didn't quite work out for him. But look, at least a difference between him and Bergvine is Kane has 9 goals and 10 assists, and Bergvine doesn't have any. So that's why Bergvine's coming in for more criticism. But Kane will not be happy after yesterday.
I think it was going back to Bergvine for a second. Wasn't it Bergvine's first chance or second chance where he should have squared it to? Was it Lucas?
That was the second one. He could have. I think he was right to go alone.
Lucas had an open goal.
He had an open goal, but he also had a man there, so it's a chance. There was a chance he has to get the pass right for that. It wasn't. He has to kind of cut it back perfectly for it to be the open goal. Yeah, he probably could have squared it if he had the presence of mind, but I'm not. I think in that position, I think most players go for goal, and I think the way he had the instep on it as well to finish it. He'll be unlucky. It was unlucky it hit the post. The first one I'm more angry about because the technique for that first one, he gets on the wrong side of Trent and he goes on the outside of the foot and he's just nowhere near the goal, and it was really poor. But the second one is a bit unlucky.
Moving on to Lucas Mora, we gave him a 6. Came on with around half an hour to go, but really didn't impact anything.
No, he had a few dribbles, but no.
I'm starting to become a bit frustrated with Lucas Mora, to be fair.
He needs to be doing more. He had a few little openings, but like he didn't really, when you have those fast legs, right, and you're coming on as a sub, you need to make an impact on those tired legs. You need to be committing players. You need to be getting beyond them and really go and be direct.
Yeah.
And he just didn't see enough of the ball, and he didn't really do that. And also, what I'm frustrated about Lucas is what I've been frustrated about throughout his time at Spurs is he just doesn't do off the ball running. He always wants it to feet. Every time he wants it to feet, he doesn't run in behind, which we need, especially in a Mourinho team. We need those runs in behind, and he has the speed to be getting there time after time, but he doesn't use it. Like, for example, right, Aaron Lennon, he used to always run in behind time after time, make those runs, but he used to come short. He keep the fullback guessing. But Lucas doesn't do that. He always wants it to feet. Every time he wants it to feet, he never runs in behind. Makes it easy for the fullback to know what he's going to do, and that's a bit of an issue. And if he was to, he has the speed of Lennon to run him behind. We know he does. He doesn't use that enough, and throughout his whole career at Spurs, that's one big criticism I've always had of Lucas is off the ball running is nowhere near enough.
The only real positive I can think of from Lucas last night was.
He got a yellow card for Robertson, didn't he?
Yeah, but not just that. What I was thinking of is his headers from the Toby Pings or some Dier Pings.
He had a few headers.
He seems to win headers at will. This guy.
He has a great spring.
He does have a great spring. But anyway, Reguilon and Dele Alli came on, but we'd not enough time to give them a rating. Anything of note for these?
Dele Alli won a free kick, didn't he, late in the game? I believe. I don't know if it was at 2-1 or 1-1, but
it was at 1-1. I think
yeah, he wins a free kick in a dangerous position, and he did well to do that. But it was very strange. We brought on Dele. Well, I know
no one else at that time.
I guess Son was tiring, but Dele's not exactly the kind of guy you want on the counter for me personally. He's the kind of guy when the team is sitting deep and he can find a pocket of space from somewhere or a moment to kind of finish it. When he's on the break, he's not the fastest, so he's not the perfect player for a counter. But look, he didn't do. Not that he did badly. He didn't have a lot of time. And Reguilon came on the left wing back. He had actually a few decent interceptions. Reguilon as well, quite aggressive. He'll be probably disappointed he didn't start on his birthday, considering how he's played this season. And in hindsight, would it have been better if he started potentially? Well, I guess we'll never know. But look, he had a decent cameo, but he didn't have too much to show for it.
Now let's move on to the manager, Jose Mourinho. We gave him a 7. I mean, game plan nearly worked to perfection. Really did. If Bergvine or Kane put away their chances, we're talking very differently about this game, in my opinion. Set up the team well. First half potentially got it wrong because it wasn't really going that well. Mixed it up in the second half and got it spot on. It was just a shame the way the game ended. Lapses in concentration to give away that goal in the 90th minute.
Yeah, he'll be frustrated because I think he managed the game really well, actually. I think he really did. I think first half you saw, although it wasn't working, we were still defending well, although it wasn't working, clearly, because I kept saying throughout that first half, in the defensive third, we just weren't aggressive enough. We were allowing Liverpool way too much time and space on the ball.
We weren't pressing either.
And although we didn't concede too many great chances, we still conceded too many promising openings.
We were under too much pressure.
That's the thing. We weren't aggressive enough in the final third to kind of stop shots and stop crosses and stop their passing moves. And we completely switched up in the second half. We got into them. We were a lot more aggressive. We pressed high up, especially in the first 15-20 minutes of that second half. and we were a lot better. We created more chances. We had the best chance of the game, no doubt about it. You can't convince me otherwise. We had all the best chance of the game, and he will definitely be convinced that we should have won, and I can see why. But at the end of the day, we didn't. We ended up losing. Liverpool's pressure told at the end, and we have to take it on the chin. But I think he'll be encouraged by the way we played. Another day we come away with a victory. It's frustrating from that point of view.
It just seems to follow a constant pattern that happens at Anfield now. Missed chances, don't take the points.
It's how important it is to take those chances, have that composure when you're in the final third to really get the goal. And Mourinho will be tearing his hair out, I think. The fact we conceded a 90th minute goal after missing all those chances, he'll probably see that as a big kick in the teeth. But I think he'll be encouraged by the performance. I think he managed the game quite well, and he was unlucky that we didn't come away with a victory. Unfortunately, we did end up losing, so we can't. We did end up losing, and we conceded a lot of possession and chances, so you can't give him more than a 7. But in terms of how we managed the game, I thought we defended well. I thought we attacked well. And I thought he managed the game well. We just didn't get the result.
Yeah, we attacked well for the second half, but first half, I think Jose got it wrong, but he corrected it in the second half.
Even though he got it wrong, as I say, even though he got it wrong in the first half, we still didn't concede too many big clear-cut chances, and we created the best chance of the first half, and we scored from it. And I kept saying throughout that first half that there are openings there. I could see it. There were so many times we were on the counter and all we needed was the right pass. We just didn't play it. Just the right opening, the right timing of the ball. And we just kept getting it wrong. And the one time we got it right, we scored. And that's what happened. And we got it right a few more times in the second half. But we didn't score. We weren't clinical enough. But I think he managed the game well. And unfortunately, he just didn't come off with it. Look, he's good. Look, there are definitely things to improve, no doubt about it. Definitely big things to improve on that team. But I think he really, the way he's managing this team and this squad, the way he's implementing his tactics, he's clearly got everyone on side. They're clearly listening to him, and he's able
not like they did against Palace.
Yeah, and I think you can clearly see he's able to implement his tactics on the players, and they're able to execute it on the pitch, which is really encouraging. And I think we're still consistent. We're still consistent in these big games as well. We're getting these performances, even though we didn't get the result yesterday. So it's encouraging, but obviously, we end the day frustrated that we get nothing to show for it.
It's just a bitter pill to swallow after having those big chances and not taking anything away from Anfield. But look, the big games don't stop. We've got a massive game against Leicester this weekend. So come and join us for our watch-along on Sunday and our post-match fan show straight after the game. That is our player ratings. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree, if you disagree. Let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always,
come on you Spurs.
Spurs.